what happened. It's like watching a movie. I still can't believe I made it through. It was a rough road, but I was confident I would make it out in time for dinner. I felt terrible, pain all over my body. I couldn't even scream. I gathered all my strength, and soon I started moving my legs and my arms, and finally I got up. I was riding home after taking some samples of rocks for my geology project at the deep woods on the Trust Mountain. It was a rough road, but I was confident I would make it out in time for dinner. All of a sudden, I was lying on the floor with no memory of what happened, and then I felt terrible, pain all over my body. I couldn't even scream. I gathered all my strength, and soon I started moving my legs and my arms, and finally I got up. I didn't know where I was or what had happened to me, and then I saw the car and my memory came back. I lost control over the steering wheel and fell off a cliff. I was not terribly injured, but still here was blood coming out of my arm and leg. I walked to the car to see how bad it was. Then I saw it broke into parts. I grabbed my backpack to look for my cell phone, but there was no signal. I started screaming for help, but there was nobody in miles, and knew that. So I tried to calm down and think on ways to get out of that place. After a few hours walking, I realized that I would need to make a shelter. I spent the night. I was no longer near the car, so I collected as much wood as I could. Then I made a tent with sticks and some fabric I found on the road. I tear down part of my shirt and make a bandage for my injuries. Then I started trying to make fire with 2 sticks. I seemed impossible. My hands were in so much pain that I started crying and thinking I was not going to make it. But then a tiny spark appeared and made fire.
At the tent, Nallely couldn't think on what to do. She was crying and praying when it started to rain. So she joined all the strength she could and got out of the tent and used everything around her to gather raindrops.
I never thought of giving up, but on the other hand, I was really weak. It was difficult for me to walk, and after a week in the woods, it seemed I was totally alone. My arms was really bad because it got infected, and it didn't allow me to do much.
One day, she was in a lot of pain and the fever made her fall. After a while, she started hearing voices, though she didn't know if they were real. She tried to get up, but it was useless. After a moment, 2 girls who were walking saw her. She was unconscious, and so they took her to the hospital.
I Survived, Mondays at 9. Only on Bio.
I survived because God gave me strength and wisdom. I most of the things I didn't while I was at the mountain. I didn't know how to do them. There were things I could only have seen on movies. I am grateful for that, and I am proud of myself for what I know now I am capable for doing, because I knew if I could stay alive long enough, God will do rest. And